What's up, Bender fam? Who does this? I was parked right down here on the street, minding my own business, doing my everyday thing. And when one of my buddies walks up and he says, "Hey, here's your tail light in pieces." But you know what that means? New content. And in this video, I'm showing you how to replace the tail light on your 4th gen 4Runner. Mine's an 06. It's the same nuts and bolts on the 03 to 05. And you know, this will help you in case yours broke or if you have a cool aftermarket one you want to install. Let's get to it. So the first thing we'll want to do is pop this cover off here. And it's a couple 10mm bolts that hold this together. One right there, and then one up there. And so you're not too turned around looking at that. That's one nut here and one up in this area. Yeah. So the first thing we'll want to do is unplug the wiring for the lights. The first thing you'll want to do is unplug your lights. There's a little push tab right here. That pulls right out. So now the hardest part, getting these nuts out. This bottom one isn't too bad, but the one up top is a little bit difficult to get to. And once you break it loose, you can just finger loosen the rest of it. It comes right off. If your wrenches are more handy, you can just use a wrench because all you gotta do is break it. But to get to the top one, definitely a 10mm wrench rather than a socket. It's kind of tough to reach in there, but just look around and you'll find it someday. There it is. If you have big hands, you might get one of your smaller friends to help you with this. There it goes. It was a ratchet. If you have a ratchet wrench, use it. That actually got in there. Another important part is once you get this loose, do not drop your nuts. So the wiring's unplugged, nuts are off. I had to give mine a little jiggle to get it to break loose, but once you do, it comes right off. We're not done yet. Here's the old one. The new one I got on eBay for about 60 bucks. Actually, my dad ordered it for me, surprised me with it. That was pretty cool. Thanks, Dad. You've seen him in videos making the roof rack and welding the sliders on. The next thing we need to do is get our sockets in here. So there's 3 of them. All you do is twist it out. There's our bulb and socket. And stick it right in to the new one. Boom. So do that with all 3. Now this middle one, when you twist it out, there's some wiring there. Pulls right off. There you go. That one can twist right back in. Last one, bottom one's this little brown one. That reverse light. Now that all of our sockets are installed, we can go ahead and put this new fixture back in. So I was struggling with this for a minute. I don't know if you will run into the same problem, but I guess you never know. It's working now, but what happened is these 2 posts were too close together by about a 1/16 of an inch, and it was scraping on the threads and not wanting to go in properly. So I got myself a file and I just made the hole a little bit longer. And this is all sealed. It's got a gasket on here, so I'm not too worried about that one hole. But now, fits in perfectly. And screw it together. Let's go ahead and put our nuts back on. You can get it most of the way with your finger. And finish off with your wrench or socket. I recommend wrench. You don't need to make this super tight, just tight enough to know that you're squishing that gasket. The top one is possible with a regular wrench, but if you have a ratcheting wrench, it helps a lot. The last thing we want to do is plug the wiring back in. Just pops right on. Put the cover back on, and we're done. That's it, all done. Hope you liked the video, hope it helps. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to comment below. If you enjoy our content, consider hitting the like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see more of our videos as they release, and hope to see you on the trails. This is Dylan from Trailbenders Overland, out. If you haven't yet, head over to our online store to check out the awesome gear we use and all the new merch. Link in the description below.